I recently realized how really truly dark the third dimensional realm can get and how immersed myself can get in that. But it used to be way worse. The reason I'm kind of going through all of these upheavals is because I used to identify with a lot of the people that I have been sort of purging from my spirit. These circumstances are no longer serving me, so I'm letting them go, but I'm realizing like, wow, I I was Darth, you know? And that's okay because there is this emergence through that conscious awareness of self. So, witnessing my own father go through his transformation, I realized that we are constantly shifting, alchemizing, changing, rearranging our being. What is going on around us and what is being fed to us as a lesson for us to learn does not define us. I'm beginning to notice that there is a realization process that the soul goes through. And I love how spirit allows for us to go through those growing pains. Something I've really noticed recently is once we look at the dark, it's not as scary as if we were to deny it. My channel has gotten like metal. Like it's intense. Gotten to the point where I need to make a statement to a lot of sleeper cells, and unfortunately it's gotten to, the dark side. But us as light beings, we can learn to disengage. We can learn to see with different type of lenses. It's almost like in the military, they'll give you those military grade night goggles, and I've tried them myself. You can see like all different types of craft. But anyways, for us, we have those goggles spiritually. We can look at something and we can see it in a different way. We almost have like a special way of defining what we're observing. So something I wanted to talk to you about is to recognize the signs of a dark energy. I gathered some information that I've, learned over the years. Some things you want to look for when you need to go into an area and neutralize the darkness. Basically, an exorcism, if you will. You're letting the darkness know who's boss, okay? Animals are acting weird. You always want to look at how the dogs and the cats and the birds are behaving. They are seeing something on a subtle energetic level that humans not all the time can see. So as soon as Opie's getting weird, I'm tuning in, especially T-Rex as well. She is like an electromagnetic reader. She's going to show me what's going on. Another thing closely related is the insects. Always read what kind of bugs are around. A lot of times I've seen that black flies, if they congregate in a group and they just kind of sit there, that's not good. That means you're in a very dense, dark, whatever, even if it's you don't smell anything but the flies are just coming out of nowhere, that means you got to clear your energy. Get the sage out or move like your energy. There needs to be a clearing. A lot of times these insects will come out of nowhere because somebody's sending you negative energy or negative thoughts. I once had a swarm of ants, the winged ones, the red winged ants. I had a swarm of them come out of nowhere. Thank God Grandpa is so well insulated, but there was an energy behind it. No, it was quite bizarre because I was out kind of in the middle of nowhere, but these winged red creatures were wanting to nest around my energy field. I decided to observe them, and they were mating in orgies, but after they were disconnected, they would die off. It was almost like they were just killing each other. It was quite bizarre. But anyway, you always want to kind of look at what the insects are doing. Went into meditation and asked them. They were all around me, like, what are you guys doing here? And did a reading, and they had malicious energy behind them, Sadona. But the cool thing is once you know what the energy is, you can transmute it, you can neutralize it, and a lot of times you can send it back. This is a random thing, but if you're going to be a freaking ranger out here, you're going to be seeing some crazy stuff. Some things that I've seen on different properties is the septic tanks. You always want to look to see how people are getting rid of their like, I've noticed if there is a demonic entity in the building, or if there's something running through the belief system of that family or that community, whoever's using that septic tank. Stayed in a beautiful place once, and I was in the guest house and they were in the main house. This house kept literally exploding with, like, they couldn't deal with it. And I was over there in the guest house like, okay, something was weird. Long story short, I come to find out this couple is no bueno. Another example is a septic tank that I saw at a restaurant. You know, I will, give it the benefit of the doubt. It's freaking old. But the energy of the place was overwhelming it. And the land was just showing it through that process. Like, this isn't going to work. Like, whatever you're feeding these people, whoever's coming here, I can't take the overload here. Signs and synchronicities will let you know what you need to do and how you need to, react to what's going on around you. People that are not acting right to you will let you know through all different types of little signs. I remember a man, he was just in some sort of insane belief system. But anyway, I was just there to observe because I'm like shopping for my galaxy. A multitude of signs that he kept bringing to me, letting me know that I couldn't trust this guy. He was like, yeah, first day, he's like, my bonsai tree, it's like 100 years old and it just fell over. I was like, oh no. The next week he was like, oh, the foundation of my house just like gave out. And I was like, oh really? Like, to the logical mind, you're like, oh, okay, you'll just go to Home Depot, get the wood, you'll fix it. But the shamanic mind, the spiritually attuned mind, is seeing that man is grappling with something that's misaligned. He is having to go through his own process of whatever he needs to heal. But that was a red flag for me. And third time's a charm, right? The next week he was like, hey, my son took the garbage to the dump and didn't put the lid on. There's trash for miles. I was like, okay. That's all I need to know. And that's all I need to know. There were so many signs showing me like, okay, this is not energy that I want to be around. There's something going on here. So there was a demonic force. There was a very dark energy that I ended up having to slay within myself. And therein I really made, somewhat of a energetic exchange with the land and him and all the other people that I was dealing with in that situation. But the signs, they're always going to tell you how to keep yourself safe. So I wanted to share that with you and to let you know that this stuff is not as scary as it seems. Look at the dark. Look at how beautiful the nothingness is. There's something so beautiful about that moment of mysterious right before you understand something. Just surrender. It's just like in gymnastics. When they do those release moves on bars, they don't know what the heck is going on in life. But they know that they're just going to align themselves and hope for the best and hold on. And that's what we're doing. We don't know what's going on. We're just going to hold on though.